It was by far the most amazing trip I've ever had. Like the way I connected with myself, I have a few insights on it. So let's get into it. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Maciel Newman. I am a self love coach, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you today. I have an important message that I realized a lot of us are in need of. The topic for today is taking the time to heal and prioritize self. I'll be touching base on these three main topics, which are: how do we know we haven't healed from past hurts? Why is it important to heal? And what are some effective steps to take to help us get over past hurts? Stick around, and I'm hoping that this message brings you enlightenment and light. As you all know, I always have my notes. Journaling to me is very important. Taking notes has always been a thing that, as a young girl, I've always connected with for some reason. But yes, it keeps me on task because I can go roundabout. So I realized a few things with starting with self and others around me when I realized, hey, we have things to work on. When one is unhealed, we tend to wear our wounds. We wear it on our face when we have like we tend to have a certain face, and it's not resting B face, but it's something deeper. We tend to react in a negative way. We tend to erupt, argue, fight a lot, be very argumentative, and take things very personal. And it all stems with the fact that, okay, let's look within. There's some things within that we have not healed from. Let's get to the bottom of it. And that's exactly what I want to help us do today, right? Let's focus on the fact that where we are is literally at this very moment where we are, and our life does not have to be this way. We do not have to connect with as being this specific type of person. That tends to happen to so many people that they think that they're just this mean person or a person that just reacts, and it's not. It's literally stems from something deeper within. So be patient with yourself, because I had to learn that the same way. Another thing that I noticed, when we are unhealed from certain previous experiences, we to attract people that are also hurt. There's times that we connect or end up in relationship with others that are just as hurt, but we end up feeling like we can fix them. We end up avoiding the fact that we are unhealed ourselves, and we completely focus on how can I help them? How can I heal them, help them heal? How can I love them to be able to heal them? We can't. That's literally like codependency. And it really stems off the fact that all we're doing is avoiding looking deep within to be able to heal ourselves and see what our flaws are, not allowing ourselves to be vulnerable. Avoidance is a big connection to unhealed wounds. And we avoid the fact that when we have to face ourselves, or we haven't forgiven ourselves or others. From my own experience, when I finally sat down with myself and noticed I had been holding on to past hurts, I was very tough with myself. The way that I spoke to myself then will most likely not be the way that I would speak to myself now. Like, I remember saying, like, what's wrong? Something's wrong with you. You need help. Like, you need to connect with God. Why am I tripping out like this? Why am I going off? Or why am I looking to fight? Or why am I looking for negativity out of people? Why am I thriving off of that? And we tend to do that when we're unhealed without noticing. I remember my mom being a woman of faith, and I remember all the things that God had blessed her with. And I remember all the things that God has saved her from and gotten her through. And at that time, I didn't have a relationship with God as I have now. I remember thinking back, like, I have to connect with God. Having that foundation, I was missing it. And I knew it was something in my spirit was telling me, you need God. So I did just that. I started focusing on building a relationship with God and my spirit. And after And at that time, that's when I started learning about the fact that we are spiritual beings experiencing a human encounter. And we have a much greater path for ourselves. And we all have a purpose. And I started realizing we are more than what we physically see. Because, of course, a lot of times when people are unhealed, they're unhappy with self. And you, as I mentioned, you wear it, you see that. So once I started connecting with God and my spirit, I started feeling alive again. Like I started feeling full of life, full of peace and joy. And like I started being more alert and more aware of the blessings that God was blessing me with. Like I would get comments from my friends and people that I like knew from for ages, and they'll be like, "You're so peaceful, and like the love that you have for yourself is amazing. Like, how did you get there? What did you like? What made you? How are you so appreciative of yourself? And how do you love yourself like that?" Like, it was stuff that people needed. And we constantly do because it's so much that we're constantly in connection with without knowing, and that can affect us. So that was like huge to me, was finding that connection with my spirit and God. And that relationship is by far the most important relationship, and it comes before any other relationship. The reason being because how can one be able to love someone else when you're not being in full connection and loving yourself? And you guys know, as I mentioned, I'm a self love coach. You got to start within first to be able to give that out. So that led me to starting to treat myself like my own child. I dated myself. Whenever I felt that I was sad on days that, because we'll go through these ups and downs, right? In those times that we're trying to heal. And whenever those down moments came about, I would tell myself, I love you. Yeah. I would treat myself like, as I mentioned, my own child. So imagine yourself as like, look, even if you have to look back at your old photos as a kid, as a baby, look back at those photos and literally imagine yourself as that child needing the love and that time to heal from whatever you had recently or past experience that is still having a hold on you. So I started just constantly working and loving myself. That was the most, like, that journey alone is by far the most beautiful journey. And you can tell when someone has not experienced that journey. And I'm hoping that everyone in this world gets to experience it, because the fact is that we will change the world as long as we change ourselves first. I noticed that a lot of times people also tend to self-sacrifice. I myself did that as well. I self-sacrificed myself trying to make sure that everyone around me was good. Like, we go through a phase of we're hurt, we're experiencing, there's certain hurts that we never addressed and never forgave ourselves or others for. And we're holding on to that baggage. And then we meet someone else that's hurt, and we're just like, oh my gosh, I need to take care of them because I know how that feels. I want to make sure that they're good. And it ends up becoming a people pleasing phase for us. And then we end up self-sacrificing, especially if usually that person that you're trying to help fix takes advantage without unconsciously takes advantage of you, right? And that has happened through multiple relationships because you haven't faced yourself first. You haven't healed and fixed you first. That was a wake up call for me, where it was like, hold up, no, stop. No dating, no communication with guys and probably potentials. I had to heal with me. I had to work on me. And it was that time that I got to learn me. So you get to focus on yourself, love you, and look back at what are some things that you've experienced that you feel that make you blow up on someone if it triggers you. These triggers is literally you just haven't healed from it. The biggest and most important thing that we can do that is by far super valuable in our lives will be to face those triggers and know exactly how to cut them. Do not be a slave to them. Do not allow them to hinder you, where every time that something occurs that is part of a trigger or, brings you back to being this person, face it. Face it, get to it, face it head on, speak through it, be able to communicate through it. and know, like, okay, hold up. This situation may not be what I'm connecting it to. This person may not be absolutely no way in any connection to what the previous person that hurt me in. Let me focus on what exactly I need to fix, because it starts with self. When we have a quote unquote trigger, if we just allow it to have us blow up in the way that we used to, all it's doing is just winning. It's literally just winning. And I experienced something like this recently, and I had to walk myself through it where I said, okay, this is clearly a trigger. The reason why I feel this way is because such and such in the past. Okay, so now I had to communicate that to someone. I had to communicate it to the person what exactly I was feeling and why. I had to be vulnerable. And that is okay. Being vulnerable is strength. It is literally being transparent and open with yourself to be able to get through certain things. But when you're constantly trying to be big and bad and act like nothing phases you, you're eating yourself, like literally you're eating yourself up inside. So why not face it head on, communicate, be vulnerable about it, and be able to walk yourself through it? Will you not be happier with yourself that you were able to knock that out and never have to look back at the fact like, wait, hold up, I'm good. Like I was able to get past that. And that by far is the next level. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I love to level up. So, and that's really big on development. Or unless you're cool with constantly experiencing the same old stuff in different people and going through the same situations in different circumstances, like, why not face it, address it, handle it, be transparent and vulnerable about it, and just heal and heal. Love yourself through it. Be okay and open to speak on it. There is a few things that I realized help the most, and these are proper steps that help me get through my healing phase. And again, this is stuff that we can constantly add to our daily routines, because all you're doing is sharpening yourself even more. All you're doing is loving yourself even more. And why would you not appreciate that? You know? Journaling to me is very important. That is something that I will always do. And the times that I don't do it, I realize that I do come off a different way. Like journaling. So what we're doing with journaling is literally pouring out what's within. Just free writing. How are you feeling? How am I feeling? Um, am I okay? Am I happy? If I'm not, why? What is affecting my mood? Releasing it on paper is mind blowing how peaceful and so enlightening it is. Make sure that everything that you do and everything that you use in this process, make sure that it connects with you in a happy way. Okay, because that's our main thing. We want to be happy, we want to be at peace, want to be joyful. Another thing that I noticed was going for walks. There's times that I will go for walks on the beach. I watch the sunrise, I watch the sunset, and I would meditate and just speak to my spirit. Like I would just be so at ease and just like allow to hear the wind and the water and realize like, oh my gosh, look at how much beauty we have been blessed with. And there is so much more. Like we all have so much potential within us. And it has a lot to do with connecting with self, not looking for validation from anyone else, but looking within self, loving ourselves, and treating ourselves in the best way. Because I'm telling you that by far, and not in an egotistic way, because that's totally different, but more of spirit loving. Ooh, I like that, spirit loving. So, another thing, oh my gosh. Okay, so another thing that I highly recommend for everyone, like in my time of healing, I went on a solo trip to Jamaica. Granted, I did go on a cruise, but I went by myself. I booked my own room in on a cruise, and it was by far the most amazing trip I've ever had. Like the way I connected with myself, I highly recommend everyone to do a solo trip at least one time in their lives. It's very liberating, it's peaceful, it's joyful, it's literally you just enjoying yourself and getting deeper within to reconnect with yourself. I kept my phone off. I literally left the outside world alone and just focused on experiencing everything around me and enjoying me and doing everything that I wanted to do. When you go for that, there's like another level of you that opens up and you come back full of life. While I was on that trip, I also began reading more. I was really big on self help books and inspiring books. So anything that keeps me motivated and disciplined. Discipline is really important to me because of the fact that I realize when I remain disciplined in doing what I set out myself to do, it's like my spirit gets happy. It's like my spirit just like cheers me on. So that to me is very important. And I'm pretty sure everybody would love to experience that. Another thing that I really enjoyed in the time of being able to heal self was definitely taking myself out, dating myself, and just doing things that I wanted to do. I would ask myself, "Hey, what do you want to do? How are you feeling? What are you in need of?" And I would take one day. Sundays were my favorite days of the week because Sundays was my me day, was my self date um, days, and it was more of just like instead of instead of waiting for someone else to ask you out or want to do something for you, just do it for yourself. And that always aligned, that will always help you align yourself with the right people. Like if you're already treating yourself in a certain way and you hold yourself at a certain caliber, why would you be with someone that treated you anything less? All of this is in connection of healing. One big thing of knowing is what is the opposite of hurt? To me, that was love. So I focused on love. I focused on knowing and learning exactly what love was: genuine, pure, authentic love. Not that type of love that you do for others just to get something in return. That's not love. So I learned about what exactly love was. And I wanted to illuminate that within. I wanted to be attached to being that. I wanted to be able to bring that to others because they seen it within myself. And that is so important because there's so many of us that are in need of love. Like I feel like this world needs more love than ever right now. And we see it because of the way that we react towards things. Like it's missing within us. So I just wanted to be a representation of love. And that starts within. So that was very important to me in my healing time, was learning what love was and being a representation of it. A major understanding to healing and prioritizing self is the fact that the answers to our unhealed wounds will always be within ourselves. We have to be vulnerable with ourselves enough to bring it to light what exactly is hindering us. So that way we can actually face it, understand it, and not allow it to consume us. The faster we address our hurts and our past experiences that we haven't healed from, the easier it is to help and love ourselves through it. Literally loving ourselves through our pain and through our past hurts is the only way to get through it, because no one wants to continue to hold that baggage of hurt and pain as we get older. At the end of the day, we're going to be raising kids, and whatever you don't heal from, your child will continue it. So if you don't want to do it for self, or you feel like you can't do it for yourself, at least do it for your little ones that are either soon to come or already around you. I just want to thank you all for taking this time to listen to my message. I really hope that this brings you enlightenment, brings you some peace of mind of knowing that you can get through it as long as you address it. You're vulnerable to yourself and remind yourself that this is okay. This is part of growth. This is part of loving yourself. This is part of your journey of becoming. So don't give up on yourself. There is a whole nother person, a whole nother being after you get through this. Like the best you is yet to come. So do not give up. Surround yourself around good people, people that are of quality and want to continue to see you develop and grow. Love yourself, to be able to give that love out to others, because I'm telling you, we're all in need of it. If you guys like this message and want to continue to connect with me, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. My website is gracefullybecoming.org. I have available coaching sessions. Any videos that you would like my input on, please reach out to me in the comments as well. I look forward to hearing from you. God bless you. Take care. Mwah.